watching Win-Win Power News. The state of Himachal Pradesh is extremely rich in its hydro resources. The state is having about 25% of the national potential in this aspect. It has been estimated that about 20,300 megawatts of hydro power can be generated in the state by the construction of various hydro projects on the 5 river basins. In our state focus segment today, we'll talk about Himachal Pradesh Power Corporation Limited. HPPCL was incorporated in December 2006 with the objective to plan, promote and organize the development of all aspects of hydroelectric power on behalf of Himachal Pradesh State Government and Himachal Pradesh State Electricity Board. The government of Himachal Pradesh has a 60% and HPSEB has 40% shareholding in HPPCL. Special purpose vehicle, namely Pabbar Valley Power Corporation and Kinnar Kailash Power Corporation, have been merged with HPPCL with the objective of developing new hydro projects in their respective river basins. To talk in detail on the major developments on this front, we have with us Mr. Tarun Kapoor, MD, HPPCL. Mr. Kapoor, I'd like to ask you, Himachal Pradesh has huge potential for hydropower development in the state. What are your plans to tap this potential?
Himachal Pradesh has a total potential of about 21,000 megawatts. Now, out of that, about 6,700 megawatts is already the power is being generated. And Himachal has allocated most of the other projects as of now. About, I think, 5,500 megawatt projects are under construction and some are in the pipeline. There are only projects totaling about 2,500 to 3,000 megawatts which are yet to be allocated. So Himachal is moving in a very fast way, and Himachal is trying to involve the private sector, the central sector organizations, and also the state sector, this organization where I am at present. So all the sectors are working actively to exploit this potential at the earliest, so that good clean power, full 21,000 megawatts of good clean power is available for the development of the nation at the earliest.
Okay, next I'd like to ask you what attractive policies the Himachal Pradesh government has formulated to bring more private investment in the sector to exploit the tremendous potential.
The power projects are generally divided into two parts. One is the sector which is less than 25 megawatts, which is called the small hydro, and then we have those projects which are bigger than 25 megawatts. So in Himachal, there are different policies for these sectors. For the bigger projects, the project developer is more interested in early allocation and then help from the government to get clearances and to acquire land. And for that, Himachal Pradesh government has a very clear policy now for allocation of power projects. It's based on bidding, which is based on the maximum free power which a person can give, and then after that state government provides help to get various clearances. For some projects, the state government has already done some investigation which is available for the private person to use, and we are also ready to give some consultancy if required on technical side through this state government organization, because we have a good design cell. So organizations which do not have technical capabilities and who need help, they can come to us. And then for smaller projects, projects which are very small, government wants to encourage local participation, people from Himachal, so that there is some kind of income generation for local people. So government has reserved projects less than 2 megawatts for local population. And the smaller projects, there are some incentives available, some subsidy and all is available under Government of India schemes, which anyone can avail.
Now tell us, in recent years the Government of India has formulated many policies, for example Electricity Act 2003, hydro policy, etc. But yet the pace of progress in hydropower development in the country is not satisfactory. According to you, which are the major bottlenecks in this regard?
Hydropower development does take a lot of time. The first part is obtaining clearances, preparing the project basic concept, and then obtaining clearances. This clearances part takes a lot of time. And then we have major issues on land acquisition, because all hydroelectric projects involve a lot of land, and forest area also gets involved. So because of that, sometimes there are delays. Sometimes some sites are so remote that you need to build a road, which takes time. So all these factors put together, starting construction on a hydroelectric projects becomes a very lengthy process. I think for a medium-sized project, you need at least 2 years of preparation time. But if these companies who take these projects manage to do various activities in parallel, which means that they start with the investigation simultaneously, they also start preparing, start building in basic infrastructure like required roads and all, and also go into various clearances like preparing the environment management plan, and then also go into tendering to identify the suppliers for various electrical goods and those organizations which are to do the civil works. If all this is done simultaneously, then you can save time, but otherwise it does take a lot of time. I think after projects are allocated, then it shouldn't take more than 2 years time to prepare and then 4 to 5 years time to execute a project. But then what I find is that the allocation of projects itself sometimes takes a long time, because governments have to take a decision on how to allocate a project and how to get maximum benefit for the state government. So that allocation part is also probably taking more time.
Thank you, Mr. Kapoor, for joining us and sharing your views. And this brings us to the end of today's episode. Do keep sending us your suggestions and views at powernews@utvnet.com or call us on 011 405 60701. Do join us next week. Till then, goodbye and take care.